Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 1 in the CFL, and right now we're going to take a look at the Saturday game between Saskatchewan and Edmonton. Saskatchewan opens the regular season on the road at Edmonton, and Edmonton is a small home underdog of 1.5 points. The total is 49. Saskatchewan's hosting the Grey Cup this year, and they restocked their roster in the offseason to try to get there. They added CFL legend Geroy Simon on offense and defensive end John Chick, who was the CFL's top defensive player in 2009 before moving to the NFL for 3 seasons. So those are 2 nice additions, but heading into this game, there are some negative signs for the Roughriders. First of all, Simon may be injured as he was last season. He got nicked up in the preseason, and at 37, he may well be losing a step, so his addition might wind up being less of a plus than it might seem at first. Secondly, Saskatchewan's starting unit did not play well in the preseason, and that's not a huge shock with the new faces and chemistry that might not be fully formed yet. The offense generally was unproductive, and the offensive line was notably porous, giving up a lot of sacks. George Cortez is the new offensive coordinator, and he's bringing in his system, which players have described as totally different from what they had last year, and the learning process is pretty clearly still going on. And there's also some concern that the Roughriders don't necessarily have the players to fit well with Cortez's schemes, so it appears that there will be a significant adjustment period in the early going for the Roughriders on offense, and the preseason games definitely bore that out. And Saskatchewan also starts out the season with some injury problems. They've got 8 players hurt, and for this game they'll also be down another defensive lineman due to a 1-game suspension. So heading into at least their Week 1 game, I do see a lot of major concerns for Saskatchewan. Edmonton, on the other hand, has a lot of positive signs. Despite their preseason ranking as the second worst team in the league, only Winnipeg had a longer futures odds to start the season. On offense, the Eskimos are going to have an inexperienced but huge offensive line, and eventually they should provide good protection, and that could start with this Week 1 game. Starting quarterback is going to be Mike Reilly, and Reilly was the backup at British Columbia last season, but he did see decent action, including getting 3 starts, and he did play well last year, and he's pretty clearly primed to finally be a pro starter, and now that he has some experience under his belt, he should play well. The Eskimos and their new offensive line also look good in the preseason, especially in their second game against BC, and the skill players are looking good enough to get the job done. So the expected strength of the Eskimos, though, was supposed to be the defense. They've got J.C. Sherritt, who was named the CFL's best defensive player last season when he set a CFL record for tackles, and he's supported by a strong group around him. So adding it all up, I'm really liking Edmonton to win their home opener here, and I think they have value as a home underdog. They played BC's starters tough for more than a half in their final preseason game, and BC, of course, is the class of the CFL at the moment. Reilly's playing with confidence, and he has the mobility to make up for any lapses that might happen with the offensive line. And with a strong defense and all the questions with Saskatchewan I pointed out, my pick here is going to be on Edmonton plus 1.5, and I'm liking this one a lot.